Alright, hello. Today, after yesterday's reveal, our official reveal of the Winter Village set, we're ranking them live. I did this a couple years ago. I'm not sure which ones were out at the time. But we'll see. So, let me super prepared here for stuff. Get the set. And okay, so move this here. Can you see? No, it can't be seen, but all right. So there it is. Let me sign into this thing so I don't have all the advertisements popping up. I'm using Brickset right now. Okay, well, never mind. I don't know what my password is. I thought I did. I signed into it yesterday. Alright, that's fine. There. Okay, let me get this up. Move this over here. And this over here. And Winter Villages. How many are there? 15? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 with the new one. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. There we go. Alright, so first I guess I might as well talk about the new one, which is the Alpine Lodge, I think it's what it's called. My neck is really stiff right now. Not as bad as it was yesterday, but Lego icons. Where are you, Lego icons? I can't find you today. Oh, I found you. So, unlike other themes, the Winter Village sets have stayed the same price. This one is $130 coming out October 1st. That's Canadian, so I think it's $100 American. Don't know what else. But yeah, it has 1,517 pieces. You get 650 VIP points with it. And I guess if you wait a little bit closer to Christmas time, you can probably pick this up with double VIP points and a promo going on with Black Friday and the several other promos coming out. The Pirate Creator one, there's the Maze, a bunch of promos, some really strong ones. There's also one of the VIP add-on packs coming out. And it's a Halloween-themed one. I have every single one except the winter one, which is the most expensive one, of course. I have no idea when it came out. I knew it was from, like, last year, or maybe the year before, but I have no idea. I oddly want all of these things. But yeah, I I think it was like purchase of $50. It's around the same. It's a bit much for a poly bag, but it's not too bad. It's also a mini Steamboat Willie. I think that's a Disney promo, so I'm assuming that it's only with purchases of Disney sets, which sucks for me because I'd honestly really like the promo. But I don't have anything left to buy from Disney unless, once again, they're counting Indiana Jones, because I know they did the last time with the 100th anniversary birthday promo or whatever it was called. I'm trying to go into Lego Insiders right now because I want to check. Explore. I don't know if it's a thing where you need to claim it on the offers thing, is it? Because if that's the case, it's sort of gonna piss me off. Nope, that's not where it is. I have no idea where this thing is. Do you have VIP to get promos? Interesting. I don't know if that's the case. Activities, points, or rewards. Collectibles maybe is what that type of thing would be under. It's like a set. Okay, no. Oh, you can still get the World of Wonders promo. It's kind of cool. Is there anything else? Still have those hats. They have most of, or no, they have one of those coins. But yeah, I'm assuming that it's going to come out soon. Okay, let's get to actually what this thing is. So, Alpine Lodge, 5 minifigures. Wintry Prince, 2 animal builds, an outhouse, the main cabin build, a little side build, which has some really cool frozen ice, but it's a really cool piece and it looks quite nice. So 18 plus from the Icons line as that black box art, at least I'm see. Yeah, it looks just like the last couple. It says 1 to 2 on the corner of it for people, so I'm assuming that it's sort of split up, but I don't know how you would split up a house build like this. Unless it's really modular, like the upper floor of the house connects to the chimney. So I have no idea how. Is that, hello, how are you? What do you think of the Winter Village set for this year? Just ranking this thing, or at least taking a look at it first and then putting it in. So these have been coming out since 2009 with the Winter Village Toy Shop, and of course that one was remade again in what year was it? 2015. It's all right, yeah. I think they've been doing pretty good with them lately. Sort of slowed down, I find, with the train, which if I'm going to start ranking it, that's what I'm putting at the number 15 spot. The Winter Holiday Train. Not the biggest fan of that one. I feel like you need to have a bunch of other Winter Village sets to make it work, and it doesn't stand alone like some of the other ones. It's like one of the few that I don't put out with all of them, which is a bit disappointing. I think it's an alright one. It's a cool concept. Same price as the other. Okay, so they went up in price with that train. Oh, that train was higher. Interesting. It's more expensive than some of the others. I felt it was always a bit flimsy. Then the year after, the Winter Village Station, which made sense. That one had a fun interior to it. Cool side build. I think I have that one set up somewhere. The fire station was sort of a fun one, but it was never one of my favorite ones. It's an interesting one, though. Sort of could blend in with a city or something like that. Okay. Oh, the gingerbread house. Well, if I'm gonna rank these things, that thing's going up at the number 1 spot. The gingerbread house. I remember when the gingerbread character was in the minifigure was in the minifigure series, the Christmas themed minifigure series, and I always really liked that one. Gingerbread minifigure. Series 11. Okay, that one. I didn't realize the one in the set had a mustache. A bit terrified of a gingerbread man with a mustache. That's a bit creepy looking. I never realized that before, even though I've had the set out for years. I like that this one doesn't seem to have a bunch of gift side builds like every other one. It's sort of just they're scattered around everywhere and you don't really have a spot for them. What was last year's? The Holiday Main Street. Oh, this one was sort of interesting. You got 2 buildings, but they were super thin, sort of along the line of all the Harry Potter buildings. One thing this new one doesn't have, though, is the best tree build. Some of them, it's sort of a advent calendar tree build, where the others sort of had really intricate tree builds, and they would try to integrate the light brick into it. Santa's Visit from 2021 did that, with the dual-molded Santa Claus legs, and that's a nice one. The light blue color. Just a house, which I think would be the first time, I guess. No, the gingerbread house, the Elf Club, there's a bunch of houses. I don't know why I just said it was the first time they made a house. Not even close to that. They've really limited the minifigures to these recently. I don't really care too much about them. They all have the same print as any other city set, but they're interesting. Okay, I should get to actually ranking these bloody things. The Winter Village Toy Shop, starting in 2009, which I think I have the tree build somewhere. I have the remake of this one that came out in 2015. Pretty much the same build. It's a pretty solid Winter Village set. Winter Village Bakery. I want to see the back of this thing. Winter Village Bakery. Some of these they're nice, but they're also very simple. Oh, this one's similar to the new one, has a little pond build. They really like those little builds. It's alright. It was also from, 13 years ago? So, what else came out in 2010 that can compare to this? The Imperial Flagship released in 2010. So they were doing pretty nice builds in 2000. And the Grand Emporium. Yeah, it's not good enough for 2010, even though it was about it was only $75. Wow. For only $25 more in this, of course it's 13 years later, but you get a better build. How many pieces did this thing have? Seems really small. 687. Interesting. Next, the post office. I've always liked this one. The dark green roofs are really cool, and ooh, that's an interesting thing. The little gazebo build they have. A little car. the Winter Village Cottage. So I guess this is the closest thing, I guess them being both cottages, the Alpine Lodge and the Winter Village Cottage from 2013 or 12. 2012. Oh, interesting. It is definitely bigger. So this was the most expensive one at the time. They'd all been around. Well, how much was the first one? 80, then it went down to 75, and then back to 80. And then it went all the way up to $130, same price as the Alpine Cottage. But this one had a bunch. You had a really nice house build. This one is really solid. I think I might have to put this one right at the top. The igloo build is sort of fun too. I like this one. That's interesting. Then the next one from 2013 was my first Winter Village set, the Winter Village Market. It had the carousel build and then a bunch of little side compartments and such. This was an interesting one. It had a nice function. I think my copy of it is completely destroyed from dust, but other than that, it's a pretty nice one. It's an interesting one. I don't think it's as good of a standalone set. All the other ones could stand by themselves in a Christmas scene, and this one feels like you need a bunch of others to make it work. The Santa's Workshop was the next one from 2014. So they had the same price at $130 for the cottage, then the market, and then it went down with Santa's Workshop, a really solid one. Those pointed arches right at the front of it are really done quite nicely, using some sort of tree branch piece, just not too far apart, and then they have a curved arch at the front door. Even a little bit of stained glass done. This is a really well built one. So 2014, so almost 10 years ago. Well, it would have come out at the end of the year, so way closer to 9. But a really solid one. This one I feel like first really put in those cool building techniques into the set. Also, backwards tree branch pieces. This is good. Okay, now here's the remake. The Winter Village Toy Shop, which I think I like better than the original. It's very similar, but I love the dark green little bits in it instead of the gray ones. But yeah, it's the same. The train. Now we are getting into a section of these where they're my least favorite ones. I put the Winter Village train at number 15. Next is the station. Then, okay, there's the... So I think I'm gonna put the Winter Village Market at 14. That's the one with the big carousel. I don't love it. I just really am not... I like the buildings, I guess, which makes sense as an architect, but I like buildings. What a surprise. Then I think I'm gonna go with the bakery. It's very tiny. What year did they start or stop with the name Winter Village? Oh, Winter Holiday Train would be the thing. Yeah. Oh no, Santa's Workshop was the first one. Winter Toy Shop. Oh no. Oh yeah, so it did say Winter Village Toy Shop. So the first one was the remake of the toy shop. Oh no, it was not that. It was Santa's Workshop was the first one. Okay, so after the bakery, I think it's a toss-up for me between the... Okay, so they went back to the Winter Village name for the Winter Village Station and the Winter Village Fire Station. I love the dark red used on the fire station. The fire truck build is really cool. And the thing with the station, you need the train or else it looks stupid. It doesn't have the biggest build in there. I really like the tower and the clock. I think I'm gonna put the Winter Village Station at number 12, and then after that I'm gonna go Fire Station. Winter Village Fire Station. Alright, so now I think when I did this ranking a couple years back, the set that had just come out or was coming out was the Elf Clubhouse, which is where we're at. Actually, no, the Gingerbread House, which I already put at number 1. So maybe talk about that in a little bit. Elf Clubhouse, the new reindeer piece, which is really cool. Of course, been used now for Patronuses, reindeers, and I'm sure other colored reindeer or deers. I don't know if they've ever... Have they ever made, like, a moose piece? Lego? Moose. No. Like, there's builds for it, and it actually looks pretty good, but they've never made, like, an actual moose mold. Except that... Okay, so they made Sven from Frozen, but no. Is there a goose? Lego goose. Does not exist. There's no goose. Okay, Elf Clubhouse, solid. Santa's Visit. I love the dark blue. The interior was really great. The little kitchen build was just amazing. The Santa minifigure is one, like, when I look at it, except for maybe the elves, that Santa minifigure, just with the addition of the dual molded legs, which I'm sure, like, if they make Thrawn, a new Thrawn, which of course they will, if they add dual molded legs to him, he would be really cool with those. And then Santa's Visit from 2021, then 2022's was Holiday Main Street, the 2 builds. You know, I think I'm gonna put the Holiday Main Street at number 10. Yeah. Holiday Main Street. Then I think I'm gonna put the original, the Winter Village Toy Shop. Winter Village Toy Shop. Oh, I forgot about the post office. Let's see. Okay, I think I'm gonna, Holiday Main Street, then the Winter Village Post. What time is it? Office. Okay. Then the toy shop. Winter Village Toy Shop. That's not how you spell shop. And then the remake, because I think it's better. We're going Winter Toy Shop is just what it's called. So Toy Shop, and in brackets we'll put remake, so I know which one it is. Okay, now the one I passed that I sort of forgot about, but I didn't really realize how good that one was until looking at it now. That's going up there. So I think I know what I'm gonna have at next. The Elf Clubhouse, which is pretty solid for the new one, is that we're about to go into the top 5 after this, and there's 4 spots to fill, and it isn't there yet, so it's gonna be pretty high up on the list. Elf Clubhouse. Okay. Which leaves the final 4 to be Santa's Visit, the Alpine Lodge, If I mess this up and like oh yes, Santa's Workshop, and then the big one, Winter Village Cottage. I need to see the interior of it, because it doesn't have, it's a good looking build from 2012, like that's 11 years ago, and it's a pretty solid set. Winter Village Cottage. I want to see the interior. Oh, perfect. There's a thing from the Lego website, so it was $130. So the same price as all the newer ones. Oh God. 1x1 tile, like it. Oh, that's a cute fireplace. Here we go. So kitchen, a little bit of a living room, little Christmas tree. What type of video is this? Like, it is plain, and it's a lot more plain than any Winter Village set or any set you'd probably get now. But it still stands up. So I don't know if I want to put it, like, we're at the point of the two cottages, I think. Where do I go? The interior, like the Santa's Visit probably has the most solid interior of any of these. One thing it doesn't have is the side builds are sort of lacking, where in a lot of these the side builds are really strong. It just has the light up Christmas tree and the little fence, which is nice, but it's not great. The tree outside is really nice. The roof looks really nice. The light and dark blue looks great. I'm really split here if I want to put the Santa's Visit next. Because I think I want to put Santa's Workshop at number 2. Like, when I did this list, I wasn't learning to be an architect. I really didn't think about it that way. But now as an architect and someone who really likes historical architecture, seeing these pointed arches and the other arches and some of the building techniques here, I absolutely love Santa's Workshop, and I think the interior is really solid on it. Yeah, I think I am. I'm going to put it there. At number 2, Santa's Workshop. Okay. Getting down here. I think I'm going to go through them as well after I have this list put together, and from 15 to 1, and just give a little blurb on why I think this set is the way it is, more on this list. Okay, next. I know 3 left, so we got Santa's Visit, the newest one, the Alpine Lodge, which the outhouse is really funny. The interior, let's get a look at that. That's solid. Is there a little, oh, that little coffee espresso maker? That's really, I love the mini builds in these, which is why I want to put the Santa's Visit so high. It's because the interior is amazing, and it has a little blender, or not, a thing for baking. Spinny thing. It's a really cool build that's like the size for a minifigure, and it's just really good. Okay. As much as I like it, it's just hard to compare a set from 2012 and 2023 and 22. It stands up right now, but I don't think the vehicle is as good as some of the other vehicles, and I think the little hut build that it has isn't great, and the interior is just not as good as some of the others. So for that reason, I think I'm going to put the Winter Village Cottage at number 5. The Winter Village Cottage. Which, for and 3, we have Santa's Visit. So, points for each of them. Alpine Lodge wins, I think, on side builds, like the what is Lego? Is that what I said on the thing? What was my title for this stream? How much did I mess up on that? Did I just say winter set? Because if I did, I meant to say Winter Village, which is the new one, the Alpine Lodge. So that I hope that's not what I said, but if I did, then I'll fix that soon after this stream. So I'm into the last 2 here in my fourth and third ranking of these Winter Village sets. Okay, good. I thought I messed up there. Okay. The Alpine Lodge and Santa's Visit. I haven't built the Alpine Lodge yet. The little cat is pretty cute. The hair pieces are fun. The outhouse is pretty solid. That's a fun build. I thought it was a new door piece when I first saw it. I thought it had a little half moon sort of molded into it, but which would have just been a really odd thing. But I guess on normal doors they have holes in them, so why couldn't this one, I guess? I think I'm going to put Santa's Visit at number 3. Santa's Visit. That's not how you spell Santa Claus. Or visit. That is how you spell. I am a moron today. And then the Alpine Lodge. Alright. Alpine Lodge. How do I spell that? It's right in front of me. Don't mess this up. Alpine Lodge. You too. Have fun time at work. Just got finished with that for today, but hope you have a good day. See you later. Alright. That's it. 15 Winter Village sets. Let me go through them. 15 to 1. The Winter Holiday Train is what I have at number 15. I think it just doesn't stand up to some of the others. It was a fun one, but you sort of needed some other stuff to really make it work. It's an interesting concept and for sure different than any of the others, being that they were all previously buildings and continue to be buildings, but the train was pretty cool. Next, the Winter Village Market. Market. Which one is that? Market. Oh, Winter Village Market. Winter Village Market is the one with the carousel. Yeah, I don't know. Just never been totally enamored by that one. It's alright. The Winter Village Bakery. The build just doesn't stand up compared to some of the others, and the side builds I don't think either. I think it's a solid set from 2010, but I don't think it's a great set now. Next is the Winter Village Station. That is, of course, the set that released after the train, the accompanying set to that train. You got the train station, you had the train. Of course, how much would that cost? How much was the train? So it was $100 or $230 for the two of them, and you got this set of them. You need the train to have that set, and the train's not necessarily my favorite. So, yeah. It's a decent build, and it's a different one from other builds, and I think the shaping of it is really nice, especially getting that clock tower in there pretty good. But yeah. What's next? The Fire Station. The Fire Station, released in 2018, was for me part of this line of Winter Village sets from 2016 to 18. That was sort of the down years for me of these things. The pawn build is quite nice, the fire, and honestly, the dark red fire station and the big doors look really good. It's just not my favorite, with looking like Ron Burgundy right at the front, the chief of the fire station. Next, the 2022 one, Holiday Main Street. I like this one. I think it's a really cool concept, but the builds are just really shallow, and they're interesting, and I think they create a really cool scene for both the city, Winter Village, and they're quite nice. The tree build is quite nice. The little cart is nice as well. It's just not my favorite. After that, the Post Office, one of the older ones actually, and that came out in what year? 2011. Had some really nice dark green roofs. Oh, I didn't even notice this was when I was ranking. I still don't think I put it any higher because it doesn't look as good as other times they've done it, but the half circle shape created with the windows looks great. Mailboxes, really good set. After that, the toy, okay, so this is the first and then the remake. The Toy Shop, they started this line with a bang with the Toy Shop. The tree, probably the best tree they've had. The side builds, or the low bench, is cool. Yeah, I think it's a really solid set. After that, the remake of it. I just like the addition of the dark green used with it. Yeah. There's just a few things I sort of like better. There's trans green pieces used. Oh, that's cool. Was that on the original? It was. Yeah, this one is a pretty close, like, shot-for-shot remake of this thing. Okay. Is that brown or dark red? Yeah, it's very similar. It's sort of like a whatever year the play set. I want to get my years right on this. I think it's 2016. And getting some action figure one. Years 2016. So 2016 was the remake, original. Was it 2008? Oh, looking at that box really reminds me so much of seeing that at the Lego store. That was one hell of a set to see. That was pretty cool. Death Star, I think that's it right here. 2008, yes. So it's sort of a case of the 2008 versus 2016 Death Stars. Now, I never had the Winter Village toy shop. My first one was the Winter Village markets. With the carousel. So that's maybe, no, I didn't have, in 2008 when I was like 5 or 6 years old, I didn't have the, I didn't have the 2008 Death Star. Wasn't spending $500 on a Lego set, didn't have $500 to spend on a Lego set. But that was a really cool set to me, and as much as I don't love these sets, I think they look pretty poor. They are very cool to me. And I have such fond memories, just the original Diagon Alley as well. Seeing those Lego sets that looked huge to me. Like $500 was so much for a Lego set. Now you go into the Lego store and you see a whole row or a quarter of the store is $500 or more $500 or more Lego sets. And it's like, what the hell? This was a really cool Lego set at the time, and I've honestly gone on a tangent here where now I'm talking about the 2008 Death Star when I was supposed to be talking about Winter Village sets, but I guess it sort of relates. And then the Diagon Alley as well. Of course, that one wasn't as expensive, but it was a really cool set. I remember seeing it in the displays they have at the Lego store, the little square rectangular displays, and you could look in at it. And I remember seeing it, and it's a small set, and it's nowhere near it. Like, I have the new one. It's like and other big sets, the Bugle, the Republic Gunship. They're huge sets. They take up so much space and were so expensive. And like, I used to think this $130 Diagon Alley was the biggest thing ever. This Death Star, which of course is still a very large set, but I never had the Winter Village original one to sort of compare to this one, so I don't have that nostalgia for it. And I think it's better. I think the remake was better. So, getting off that. At number 6, one of the more recent ones, the Elf Clubhouse that came out in 2020. A cool, really integration of a play feature where you were able to turn a knob or something that knocked all the elves off their bed. The reindeer, the molded reindeer is really cool. The little mini pirate ship is a really nice side build. The Christmas tree is a bit disappointing. It's not the best one. The sand green with the dark tan looks amazing. I find the lights sort of are really hard to get right, especially facing them all towards each other. The circular door obviously reminds me of a Hobbit door, and I think that's really cool. And the wrapping and getting presents ready area in the bottom section, the ground floor of the Elf Clubhouse, is really cool. I think ever since, like, if I was to give these sets like ratings from 1 to 10, I'd say from my 15 to 11, which is the train until the fire station, I'd give those at around 6 to 7 to 10s. And then the Main Street to the post office, which is only 2, probably 7, 8. Then like 8 to 9 for the original toy shop until the Alpine Cottage. 8 to 9, with the Alpine Cottage being that 9. Then I think 10 out of 10 for my top 3, the Santa's Visit, Santa's Workshopping, Gingerbread House. So Elf Clubhouse, really solid one. Next, Winter Village Cottage, which is an old one from 2012. One of the originals. The dark or the light blue color with the reddish brown looks amazing. The roof shape is really solid for 2012. The igloo build is really cool. The interior is not the best, but it's really solid, especially for 2012. I think this one, out of all the older ones, up until ending with 2010 to 2013, with sort of a new era of them, starting with 2014, because they really started to integrate some building techniques into them. So, the Winter Village Cottage, really solid. The next is the newest one. I have the Alpine Lodge. Of course, I haven't built this yet, but I think it's great. I think the wood siding looks great. I think it's quite well done. I'm not entirely excited to place down those 1x1s of those sloped pieces, just because how they fit in there, they're going to be slightly off, and you're really going to need to position them right, or else it will look a bit off, and you're going to have little spaces between some of the larger ones, like the 1x4s, the 1x3s, and then that 1x1 is going to stand out a little bit. But I hope it doesn't stand out too much, and it might actually look good and give that more wood look that you'd like to get from it. Of course, there's no actual printing on these or on that part of the piece, so you don't really get that wood aesthetic, but maybe having that break in them sort of gives that, which might be actually a nice thing. At number 3, this one I believe has the most solid interior, and that is the Santa's Visit from 2021. This was the one with the light blue and dark blue colors, a fence in front of it, a really honestly disappointing tree build, but it was one that integrated the light brick into it, which meant it had to be a really thick tree and have a really thick base. The interior of this is amazing. The kitchen is so well done, having the minifigure sized equipment. It's a really great kitchen and is like one of the coolest minifigure sized interiors I've seen on something that's not like a modular building. The kitchen table as well as the living room area is really good. I remember the attic sort of bedroom being really small and not the best, but the lower level, a stunning interior, and that's why I have it so high on this list. I like the exterior, but it's not my favorite. That interior is just amazing. After that, number 2, Santa's Workshop. I love pointed arches. I love Gothic architecture. And this is a really solid one for those pointed arches. They look amazing around the door, and then they have it as well around a window with a bit of translucent pieces that I'm assuming they're trying to get a stained glass look with it, and then a rounded arch around a door. Some ornamentation around that, used studs. The little columns they have, stone columns with dark bluish gray and light bluish gray is nice. The techniques used on the chimney look really nice with the shaping. It has a pretty wimpy tree build, but it's all right. The conveyor belt for the toys looks really quite nice. And then the sled is a really nice build. They're using tire or car bits and pieces to get an inverted to create a certain shape on the sled, which I think is really nice. Of course, the sled is nowhere near as good as the separate set that's like $50 that came out that has those molded reindeers. But I think it's really quite solid and is an amazing set. A really, really good Winter Village set. The next, number 1. This one came out in 2019, I believe. Yes. The Gingerbread House. What a creative thing this one is. It only has 2 minifigures, but those minifigures are great. A little table, picnic table outside, having the candy canes used, the gumdrops, the icing, the candy cane signs. This, to me, is the best Winter Village set. It's just so whimsical, it's so Christmassy. It's such a great set. Getting a bit of a stained glass look with the glittery bricks, which were introduced around the same time. The interior is also really nice. You have a light brick integrated into the chimney. This is my favorite Winter Village set, and I absolutely love it. So, to end this stream out, I guess I'll just go through the list one more time from 1 to 15 this time, I guess. So, Gingerbread House, Santa's Workshop, Santa's Visit, Alpine Lodge, the newest one, Winter Village Cottage, the Elf Clubhouse, the Winter Village Toy Shop, which is the remake of the 2010 original one, then the Winter Village Toy Shop, the original one, the Winter Village Post Office, the Holiday Main Street, the Winter Village Fire Station, the Winter Village Station, the Winter Village Bakery, the Winter Village Market, and the Winter Holiday Train. And that is my up-to-date ranking of the Winter Village sets. I feel like I did this 2 or 3 years ago now is when I did it last. So maybe in another 2 or 3 years I'll re-rank them and see where I put them. But I should check my old video to see. Wonder when that came out. What's my name? Zard Bricks is what it's called, isn't it? That's what U-Channel is. U-Channel? Oh wait, it's me. I see the stream. I should really change the thumbnail of that thing. Okay. Videos. Let me just search up Winter Village Lego ranking. Wonder if my video pops up. I don't really care if it does. I don't think anyone's ever... Oh, wait, on my... let's see. Okay, yeah, no, not really. I didn't even spell winter correct. Winter. Okay. Now if I type in Zard bricks, will I come up? Yes, there it is. So it says a year ago, so that's 2 years ago now. Why does that video have 300 views? I thought that was like a really small video. Huh, cool. Wow, that actually has done pretty good. Okay, so let me just, so this video came out in more. So I'm going to compare these from, I should get the note back up. Just trying to see, oh, December 25th. Oh, so it actually came out Christmas Day. I'm going to give myself a pat on the back on that one for actually releasing a video at a proper time. Like, I'm surprised. Well, it's I'm releasing this stream September 20th, which we're doing it, but a bit early, but like, I feel like I wouldn't be surprised if I released a Christmas video in January, because I forgot that I recorded it, so I just, okay, so this came out in 2021, so I'm assuming we're going up to the Elf Clubhouse, which means there should be 13. One thing that's really actually cool about this video, it has chapters for some reason, and it actually has the winter holiday train. I didn't set this up. I don't know why it is the way that it is, but it's really cool. I don't know why I'm so excited about it, but I am. Okay, so, of course, there's a few missing from here, like I'm assuming Santa's Visit, the Holiday Mart, or the Main Street, the one that released last year, and of course this one won't be on this list. So I should have 12 here. Let's just see how comparable they are. So the Winter Holiday Train is what I put at the last spot. Same as this time. Winter Village Station, which I actually moved up this time to 12. Then Winter Village Market, which is a third, or it's the bottom third. It's 13 or 14th here, so went down. After that is the Winter Village Station, the fire station, which I actually put up a little bit at 11. The bakery next, which was the 13th this time. Then the post office. Okay, so that I have the Main Street at number 10 and the post office above that, so it's very similar. Wow, that's interesting. So, of course, now one thing you should know about this, about me, I'm right now in a program to become an architect, and I love architecture now. Of course, when I did this, I hadn't decided what I want to do, and architecture really wasn't something I thought about. Now, I put Santa's Workshop so high because of how much I loved those pointed arches. I don't know why I put it down here. Interesting. So after that, so we've passed, okay, so that one is very low. Interesting. So, okay, so they're next to each other, but I flip-flopped it this time. So I had the toy shop. Oh, so Santa's Visit is the newest one on this list. Oh no. Okay, so it was the same case for this one where I put the order one at the bottom and the one on top of it. Then the cottage. Okay, so in this ranking, for the one I just did, I had the, after the toy shops, I had the Elf Clubhouse and then the cottage, but it was the other way around for this order ranking where they had the cottage and then the Elf Clubhouse. Then Santa's Visit, which of course the next one I have after the cottage for this one is the Alpine Lodge, which of course hadn't come out yet. So I think there should be 2 left, which means the Santa's Visit is next, and then it should be the Gingerbread House. Let me see. Yeah. So it's a very similar list, but one of the big things is how low I put the Santa's Workshop. I put it all the way up at number 2 this time, where I put it, what spot? Of course, there's a bunch less, but yeah, it's right down there. Interesting. So it's before. So on a list like this without the Main Street, it's about in like the 10th spot, which is interesting. The Rangers just kicked the Red Sox's ass. Thank you, Red Sox, but great. Interesting. So it's a similar list, but a few different things there. All right. Now, I want to see what I said. It's going to be interesting listening to myself from 2 years ago. Okay. Let's listen to what I had to say about my second favorite one. Okay. Waiting for it to come up. Oh, here we go.
I have on this list is the Santa's Workshop. So this is a really nice set. It's one of my favorites. I do have it in my Winter Village right now. It can split off into 2 sections, which is really cool. Santa's sleigh build is nice. Not as good as this year's solo set, but it's still a really nice addition to this build. And I think it's a really good set. I like the architecture there, the design, just the colors there. I think they all come together. The elf minifigures, Mrs. Claus, Santa Claus, I think they're just all really amazing parts to this set, and they come together to make a really nice LEGO Winter Village set that I think is perfect in a LEGO Winter Village. Santa is such a prominent figure of the Christmas holiday, so it makes so much sense to have a set dedicated to Santa Claus. So this next set...
Okay. Well, that was that. Interesting that I put it as low as I did. But I guess my feelings on it are a bit different now. So, I think I'm done now for the stream. I hope you enjoyed it. Of course, this is a 50 or a almost hour long version of this ranking, where the last one was like a couple minutes, but it's fun doing a remake of this video, and I wouldn't mind doing another one in a couple years. So, see you later. Bye. Where do I end this? Oh, there it is.